So you all get the got it. Thank you for being here. And as you all know, my name is Dorothy Miller, and I'm the Program Quality Director for District 21. My right-hand man tonight is Carlos Millones. I always say it wrong. I try, though. Did I do better? And our session tonight is the ins and outs of pathways through the navigator and the whole website. And what I would like to ask you, oops, Leslie left. What I'd like to ask you to do is have a pen and paper handy, because I'd like you to write down any questions or thoughts that come up as we go, so that we can get back to them after we've done our brief little presentation. And then we're going to tackle anything that you want to ask. So lots of time for Q&A and working on what you are challenged with. So we have a PowerPoint that we're going to display here. Welcome, Jackie. Go ahead, Carlos.
Sure, here I am.
All right, so as you know, this is the Toastmasters website page. It's right now what you see is at the top there is your welcome. And that welcome place is where you need to go to move around inside of the Toastmasters website. And you see there's a little drop-down menu there. And when you do that, Carlos?
Yep, you have my home, my profile, and logout. When you click on this arrow, and then we move.
Oh, okay. I thought we had a picture there of it. So as you can see, we scroll down and we can see in the first part of it. Now, this is a very long page, so you just keep scrolling down. The first section here is how you go to your base camp. There's also the Learning Hub and the Achievement Board there. I encourage you to explore these places on the website, but that Basecamp one is the one that's going to be really important for all of us to get to. And then below that, we're going to move on to Leadership Central. Now, this will look different depending on your membership. Are you an executive officer? Are you a member? Are you a division director or area director, district director? It looks a little bit different depending on who you are. But under this Leadership Central, you will find the areas that leadership needs to go to. You can see also here on the bottom that this is where you'll see officer roles. Sorry, Carlos, can you go back one? Officer roles and the club officer tutorials. Now this looks different because Toastmasters has updated their website. And I know that change is difficult. It has been for me as well. But they're trying to make it more accessible, easier for you to see where you need to go under these blocks, as you can see they are. And then if you keep scrolling down, the next one is from the organization to you. So these are resources that are going to help you in your roles and your membership. And then at the very bottom there, you can see the Distinguished Performance Report. This used to look quite different. So a lot of people have saying, well, where's where you can find the Distinguished Performance Report? On that home page, scroll down to the very bottom, and here it is. So those are the three sections of that first page. We showed it on 3 screens because if we didn't, it would be very small and it would be hard for you to see. All right, next we have going back to Basecamp and Basecamp Manager. So where we saw that go to Basecamp, this is where you would click on it and it would take you here. Now, I want to draw your attention again to the fact that the image that you see belongs to Carlos. Carlos is on Club Executive as well as on the district team. So if you look at the top arrow, it's showing that it says select the club you would like to interact as a Basecamp, in Basecamp as a member. So he is a member of these 4 clubs. So if you were a member, you would see your club or clubs. And then at the bottom of the page where the second arrow is, it says, if you are a Basecamp manager, this is where you would go to. And you can see that he is a Basecamp manager for Island Excellence and Structures College. And next. When we click on that Basecamp manager, when you are a Basecamp manager as opposed to a member, this is what you'll see. This is an important place for the Basecamp manager to get comfortable going to and using. Of course, the first block there is pending requests. So when a member has completed a level or a path, you will see it under pending requests. Under member progress, that's where you can go in and actually click on each member's activity and see where they are in their path. And then, of course, there's the tutorials. And I want to encourage you to take the time to go through the tutorials. They're very well done and will help you tremendously if you just take the time to watch them. And there's lots of different places that you can go to in there. Go ahead. We have had some changes in pathways, as some of you have already found out on your own. This is what your level 1 looked like when we started pathways. And up until recently, probably sometime around October last year, this is what you saw. So when you went into level 1, all level 1s are exactly the same. You saw on the left-hand side of this image, you saw the navigation. It had this window. And then when you went to the next page, it was the introduction. This is what it looked like. This has changed. Now, if you are still in a path that you purchased prior to about, I don't know the exact day. I'm gonna say September, October last year. Yours will still look like this, but if you've purchased a path more recently, it will look like our next image. So this is what it looks like today. So it looks quite different. And the wonderful thing about this is really, I'm very pleased about this, is if you look at the image on the left, it starts out with a video that explains how to use or how to navigate this project inside this path. So you'll see there is a place to hit play there, and it shows the video and explains what's different or how you navigate it. And then when you go to the next page that we see on the right-hand side, this is the project navigation. So it actually is giving you a better understanding of where you need to go and where you can find things. And we've highlighted there, Carlos, what does that say? Evaluations? What does it say?
Evaluation resource.
Okay, so we've highlighted there in the red box where it says evaluation resource, so that you can see this is where you can go to get your evaluation resource. When you are going to give a speech, you need to provide your evaluator with that resource, with that evaluation page. So this is where you'll find it. You'll click on there, it'll take you to that page, you download it, and then you either you email it to your evaluator or you print it and physically take it with you to your meeting. All right, and if you have any questions along the way, be sure to write them down so we can come back to them. And oh, Carlos, this is the older version. I had numbered all the slides, remember?
Yeah, here.
Oh, well, that's okay. Okay, so the next one is how to complete your project. So when you are looking, so we've gone back to that Pathways page and where you begin. We're pointing on that arrow to take you to tutorials and resources. And again, I've already said this and I want to emphasize it, that there are tutorials there for almost anything that you could ask me. And they're not very long. They've kept them really short. And you can see on the right-hand side of this page an example of what that looks like. So if you click on that tutorials and resources, it takes you to the page on the right. And those tiles that you see, those are the different topics that you can go to. And they have videos as well as transcripts. So if you don't want to watch a video, you can get the transcript where it's printed. Some people are still caught up on how to complete my project. There's a tutorial in here for that. So I encourage you to go and read this and find out how you can solve a problem on your own, especially if you're working late at night like me and there's nobody to call, that you will have these resources right at your fingertips. All right, and next. I hope that everyone here is used to or knows the benefits of visiting the distinguished performance reports. This is where you can see where you are and as a club, as an area, as a division, and even as a district. So you're going to click on that bottom left-hand corner where it says Distinguished Performance Reports. It'll take you to this page on the right. And if we are in, everybody know what district we're in? 21. We're in District 21. So you can see where the arrow is pointing. There is, it says District 21, so you can click on that. And I would like to remind you that in Toastmasters, on the Toastmasters website rather, there are often many ways or a couple of ways to get to the same place. So this is one way by clicking on that District 21. There's also a drop down there that you can change it to District 21 as well. But we're selecting that District 21 by clicking on it. And then the next image will be, so on the left-hand side, we're now at District 21, and you can see the arrow on the left is pointing to district performance. This shows us a snapshot of what our goals are. And if we were to scroll down, we could look at the different divisions, different areas, and the clubs to see how well they are performing, where we stand, where we need to grow. And then on the right-hand side of this image, you can see that exactly where the arrow is pointing, it says club performance. So if you want to go look at your club performance, this is where you're going to click and it'll show just your club. Go ahead, Carlos. And you can see there where it says club status. And you can then on the left-hand side, you'll see there's a club search bar there. That's where you can type in your club name or your club number and the system will find you. If there's more than one club with the same name as you, it'll give you a selection so that you can identify that it's District 21 in Region 1. And then you can just click on yours. Go ahead, Carlos. So this is an example of a club, and we just picked a random one. You can see that they are, this is District 21, and notice that where the goals are, this club has met 7 of their goals. So in January, they've already met 7 of their goals. And if you look down below, it breaks it down into which are the educational goals, which are the membership goals, the training goals, and the administrative goals. And next. All right. Carlos, do you want to add anything to any one of those slides that we were talking about?
Absolutely no, not absolutely. I think it was
okay.
I'm open to questions. I think that
okay, so let's get to it. It's important that we address your questions. So please feel free to unmute or raise your hand so that we can address what it is you want to learn about tonight. Any challenges? Oh, come on, you guys. You're gonna make it hard for us.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Carlos. Carlos, the question I had was, I know the normal procedure is that when we are, before we close our project, you have the evaluation form. You can click on it, get it, and send it to the evaluator for their evaluation. But if you haven't done that, can you still access the evaluation form for the project which you have closed, doing the pre and the post thing?
Absolutely. Carlos, do you want to open up pathways?
Sure. Sure.
So what you're saying, just to make sure I understand, Shaquille,
Yeah.
is that you did not provide that evaluation form to the evaluator,
Correct.
and you want to go back into the system and get that evaluation form. So you
Yes.
go to Basecamp,
Yes.
and as you move there, it will take you, just go as a regular member.
As
Just
a
pick
member.
one. Just it's thinking. We've become so impatient with technology. It's taking so long. What's the matter?
Yeah.
So right here, Shaquille, is where
Yeah.
we can see, we don't even have to go into our path. In this section here, the first part is your path, and then this below it is speech evaluations,
Yes.
and then the tutorials resources.
I
So when you
couldn't
click
find
on
it.
that,
That's why.
when you click on that speech evaluation,
The whole thing will come out. Yeah.
yeah, so what you need to know now is what's the name of your project.
Okay.
Because these are listed alphabetically. So
Yeah.
if you, for example, were doing your icebreaker, you would go to I, and there's the icebreaker evaluation. If you were doing understanding your communication style, which is in level 2, you would go right there to understanding your communication style. So you need to know the name of the project that you're working on.
Yeah, but I couldn't open it when I clicked on that. I thought maybe because I've closed it. It says you've already completed the path.
Oh,
okay.
yes,
Okay.
that is true. But see, for Carlos, it says mark complete. Go ahead and click on that, and then you can do it again and request it again.
And request
Or
it
just click on
again.
request.
Yep.
And then it'll say, now it says launch.
I launch it here, and there you have, right? For example, here. Shaquille.
Okay.
That
Okay. Okay. I'm going to try that.
Shaquille, that's a really good point because that is a misleading.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how you get
Great.
your evaluation resource, even if you've closed it. Just click on it again, and it'll come back to launch.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
There is another way to get it. And like I said, there are more than one ways to do things in here. You could actually go back into your transcript and look at what you've archived. It would be there as well.
Okay.
I heard
Jackie,
Shaquille ask about the before and after testing that I didn't hear an answer to.
sorry,
Oh.
could you ask it again?
I heard Shaquille ask about the before and after project testing that we do when we're going through our learning experience, and I didn't hear that answer. Can you get back to your before and after?
Yeah.
Is that what you were asking, Shaquille?
No, I had done a presentation, and then to one of my clubs as a divisional director, and later on I was told that you could get credit for that as one of your projects. So I said, "Oh, that's an interesting thought." So I was told that just send me the evaluator told me send me the evaluation report and I'll complete and send it to you. I said, all right. So I went back to pathways like what you showed, clicked on that, and it said completed, project completed, and it will not allow me to click and get access. So I said, oops. So I thought tonight would be a good opportunity for me to learn some more about pathways. That's why I attended this.
Yeah.
So that was my question, really, and
Good.
that's been answered. So thank you very much.
Okay, but you bring up a good one, Leslie. Oopsie, Roberta, can you mute yourself there? So the question that Leslie brought up is, was it about your before assessment and your after assessment?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, this is your path, right? You open your curriculum.
Yeah.
And then it will take you, let's say, any one of your projects, right? I'll launch it, and immediately it's going to take you to the page or the level you were working on inside your project. Let's say, For example, here you're going to see if for some reason you started working on your project online and then you stop it because you had something to do, and even you close it, when you open it again, you will continue. For example, look at this. Now, it will always open where you left it. And when you return, no matter when, it will continue in that line. Now, in the lower side, you can see here.
I think it's still on.
Right, in the lower side, you see this pointed arrow downward, and you can find here, you can begin, and then you can continue.
Carlos, I think what she's asking is the, can you go to the Assess Your Skills Before page?
All right.
Up, Assess Your Skills. One more, up.
One more, two more up.
Go up,
Okay.
go up, Carlos, to, there we go. Okay, so what was your question? Can you go back and change your answers?
Can you go back and get your answers?
No. So when you do see your assess your skills before,
Yeah.
you read that, and then
Yeah.
as when you go to assess your skills after, you will put in your answers, and then it'll give you a pop-up with the two side by side, the before and after. Now, unless I am mistaken, Carlos, do you know of a way to retrieve that information after you close it?
Yeah, right. Right, you just open and then the information will come out immediately.
Even
Nothing-
after you've closed it?
Absolutely right. Even after you close it. No
Oh,
problem.
okay, well, there you go. I learned something.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, and Jackie, you're next. Welcome, Jackie. I don't know if we've met.
I've seen you before on a couple of training sessions.
There we go, good.
So I'm VP of Ed for my club, and I just wanted to know if there's a quick way to review everybody's progress. Do you have to do it individually, or can you do it as a club in TMI?
What would you like to see when you say review their progress? What would you
Well, I
like
just want to see, I want to see where everybody is at, so I don't have to ask them. Because we
Okay,
have a couple of people that are in other clubs, so they do speeches in other clubs and get credit in that other club. And then we have quite a lot of new members as well, so I want to keep an eye on those. And I
okay.
just
So
wondered
let's go.
what would be the best way.
Okay, let's go to Basecamp Manager.
Mhm. Jackie, we're here in Basecamp, right? We go first to Basecamp, and then you're going to see here
So we-
Basecamp as member, right? You see here as member, but in the lower side, you scroll down and then you see as a Basecamp manager. All right, the same
Okay.
thing. Now, you click in the club you want to do business with, and here you are. And now, it's not about pending requests. It's not about manager tutorials. It's about members progress. You
Yeah,
click
so-
here, right? You click here, and it's going to take you. Let's see. Can you see this?
Okay, so you first of all need to make sure that you're logged into the club that you want to see, because of course, if you're a Basecamp manager for more than one club, but you can see here that this shows you the individual progress of everyone in this club broken down into levels. So this first part is level 1 projects, and it shows you their names and how far they've got. Of course, the farther it is on the right-hand side, the more the more projects they've completed in that level. And then if you scroll down more, there's the level 2 projects, and it says their name on the left-hand side there. And
So what
you
do
can-
the numbers mean at the bottom?
That's a good question. Let me look at that. Carlos, do you know?
Which one? What the question was?
The numbers at the bottom of the page after the person's after the last name, it has 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14.
That's the number of levels that they've done, isn't it?
No, there's not 14 levels, but it could be about projects because there's actually in some levels there's 14 projects, but in level 2 there's not 12 projects.
But it just gives you the name. It doesn't give you what path they've chosen. Is that right?
You can, in this view, that is correct. But you can go look at it. It would be individual though.
Right.
Carlos, can you click on one of, no, go down. Go to about level 3 and click on someone's name.
Okay, here.
Like click on the on yours.
Here.
So what does that 37 mean? Carlos, if you click on your name on the left, does that open it?
No.
Okay,
No.
so that means we have to go back up to the top. And on the
search box.
yeah. Oh, Carlos, you know what, before you do that, or did you already do it?
No, no.
You see,
Go ahead.
you see that on the right-hand side, there's a box that says option with a drop down.
Yep.
Okay, so that one, you always want to make sure you refresh that as well. Because sometimes it won't show anything, but when you hit refresh, it'll bring it all up. So to find out what path they're on, you'd have to go to the individual name. So you could type in there, type in one of those names, Carlos.
For example, I'll go like Roberta Taylor, our VP of Education, and I click it here, right?
And you
And-
just need to start typing. It'll give you a selection of names. And now you can see her individual
Right.
profile.
But here, if you want to see the educational, so you go for path and learning. And here is going to show you what Roberta is working on. You can even open the curriculum and you can even see that she has completed level 1 and she has not yet begun her level 2, right? You can even view details.
But I have to do that for everybody if I want to know what path they're on.
All right, if you want
I just thought all the information's in the system. Why have I got to extract it and do my own report?
Carlos, do you have an answer for that?
I don't think it's necessary because you have all the reports here. But what you can see, and as a matter of, helping the members is on the view training details, you can check here on this arrow, and then you're going to see.
Yeah, Carlos, I think what she's asking though is that as the Basecamp manager, it would be tedious to go and open up every person's path to find out what they're on.
Sure.
Is there a report? And I've never seen a report. Doesn't mean that there isn't one, but
there is no one. There is no one.
Is that something I can send to Toastmasters International?
They would welcome input. And I want to emphasize this. Do you know when you have completed a project and marked it complete, then it sends you an email and says, please evaluate the project. And you go back in there, there's a little evaluation tab. I want to assure you that Toastmasters reads every single one of those evaluations. If you put nothing, they are not learning how to improve the system. They have a lot of the changes that we've seen are based on what our members have told TI about what needs to improve. So I encourage you to please evaluate, send them an email or write in your path. As a Basecamp manager, I would send an email. I think it's education@toastmasters.org.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a report that I didn't have to manually do that said all the members' names and where they are and what paths they're on. I mean, I can see you can tell how many level 2s and 3s and everything and the name next to that, but it doesn't tell you what actual path, the name of the path, which I think would be useful for me anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I think that is very valid. I totally agree with you.
Jackie, just in case in the club roster, you have the list of all the members with their corresponding designation. If they have been uploaded, if the information has been submitted to TI, immediately they go, for example, Carlos Millones L5 or L4. So that can help you as well.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Again, it's another place for her to have to go to find it. And I agree with you, Jackie, that it would be great to have a report. Carlos, can you go to Club Central? Because that's where you're talking about, isn't it, Carlos?
Sure, sure.
So you probably know this, Jackie. When you go to Club Central, you can see that drop down that shows where everyone is. But you're right, it's another place that you have to go through.
Yeah, here. This is Club Central.
Boy, it's slow tonight.
Closing some tabs.
Now, I just want to check because I'm not sure if if you had your hand up before Michael or if Michael had his hand up before Roberta. Do you know which way
I
it
had
was?
my hand up and then put it down and then put it back up.
Oh,
Okay, so let's see here. Here you can see the club roster, and
yeah, but
here,
okay, go ahead.
here it's, for example, you have all, even it shows you if the member has not chosen their path yet.
Yeah, but here it doesn't tell you what their path is.
Uh-huh.
It just says pathways enrolled.
Right, but here, but they say IP3, for example, it means
Yeah, innovative planning.
level 3, right?
Yeah.
This presentation
So,
mastery level 1.
so Jackie, does that help you at all to know this part of it? That you can see what path they're on this way?
Yeah, but it's still having to input
Good.
that information in a spreadsheet or something.
Yeah, I agree
Because
with
you
you.
can't, the report is not very, it's there, but it's not very user friendly.
Yeah, I've made a note of it. I think that's a very valid question.
Right.
I think we
right.
need that improved.
Sure.
So the more people that comment, the more action is taken.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, there's an export Excel sheet there. No, that'll just give you what is here. Yeah, it's valid. And I will phone TI tomorrow and ask about that and see maybe there's something that we don't know.
I just think the VP of Ed role, it's such an involved part of the club, such a big job. I think they should be doing everything they can to make it easier for us.
So Jackie, does your club use any other kind of system, whether it be Free Toast Host or Easy Speak?
I think it's Free Toast Host we use. We don't use Easy Speak.
Okay, so Free Toast Host and Easy Speak both have a method of tracking what path people are on and what level they're on. So
yeah, I've seen the reports, but they're still not very, they're very basic. I'm looking for something with a little bit more detail. And if it's in Excel, I can maybe manipulate it. But I did look in there and try to drill down on the reports, and the information's kind of there, but it's very, very basic.
So I am not an expert on Free Toast Host. I am on Easy Speak, but I know that people have told me that you can get that data from Free Toast Host. So I would suggest, sorry, what division are you in?
I think it's J.
Okay. Do you know Jackie Lowry?
No.
Okay, she's in Division J. I would reach out to Sheila Proctor, who is your division director. Jackie Lowry is very well versed in Free Toast Host, so she might be able to help you with that.
And how do I get hold of these people? I looked on the district website and I can't see, are the emails there of all the district?
Under division director, you will find it there. But Jackie, I can have Sheila contact you.
Okay.
So J, and I want Jackie Lowry. So I will do that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, and Michael, did you change your mind?
No, maybe I'll just come and ask the question. In persuasive influence, there's 5 sections, and in the 5th section, it's got the performance leadership. I wanted to get people, but I do have it in the pocket. I'm right now in presentation mastery, and I just started number 3. But I was told that since I'm looking at doing the area director, performance leadership would be really good to combine. Can I actually jump ahead? That I could jump ahead and into working as a project. I wouldn't get credit for it directly until I've done all 5 steps in presentation mastery, but I can still use it towards my DTM credit. Is that true?
Okay, so you cut out a bit, so I might not have got everything that you said, but let me summarize. So you're working in a path, and the projects that you want to work on are farther along in the path, but you haven't done 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can jump around in your path as much as you want. For example, I've got 2 paths open, and I've got some things in level 4 done, some things in level 2, and in another path, I've got level 3 or level 5. You can jump around as much as you want. The caveat is that you cannot enter them as being approved for a club unless they are in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can't get level 5 completed as a level completion in Club Central until you've done level 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I understand that part, but the idea is using the performance leadership, which is 3-5 in persuasive influence, with my presentation mastery 3. I'm opening a new project, and since I'm looking at doing area director, someone told me that the performance leadership would be a great project to combine together.
Are you saying that in both of those paths?
Steps.
Are you saying that in both of those paths there's performance leadership?
No, just that's the thing. It's only in persuasive influence, not presentation mastery. So I'd have to go to presentation mastery and open it up and work with that leadership, performance leadership, and get through that and incorporate that into my project that's going to be working with my DTM with area director, because I want to build clubs. So I want to build a team together to build clubs. But someone said that this section over here would be a good asset to
Okay,
add in.
so could you tell me again, what is the question?
Can I get a credit towards my DTM? Should I be area director? I want to combine this together. Do I get a credit for using it because I'm jumping ahead? I'm not getting credit for the persuasive influence package. I want to ask if I'm getting credit as the project for the using as a leadership performance as a project for towards my DTM, or does it not count until I finish persuasive mastery?
So the DTM is very clear on what you need to accomplish. So you have to do the things that it says to do it. But for example, it says you have to complete 2 paths fully. You have to have 2 paths complete. And then one of the final things you have to do is a DTM project of your own making. And maybe that's what you're referring to?
Yes, but by using the performance leadership package in persuasive influence number 5 to push
No.
up to number 5.
You can't double
Okay.
dip.
Okay, that I was wondering about that. That's why I asked the question. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's a good question. And Roberta. Thanks, Carlos. Leave that up. Roberta, are you with us?
Hi, thanks. I have a question that's actually from, hold on.
Okay.
Hello,
We're here.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I have a question from Nelson Rowing Club, and it's she's asking, for my other club, I can't figure out how to submit an education award. TI's website has changed, and all I get in Leadership Central is resources. And she's asked me to help her walk through it. So I was wondering if you can walk me through it.
Okay. So you will not go to leadership resources. Carlos, do you want to pull that up?
Sure, absolutely. Here we are. So again, in the first page, you go to Club Central. Can you follow us, Roberta? Club Central? Okay.
So I'm assuming that they've already approved.
I have really bad Wi-Fi. So
Okay.
Don't worry, it's okay. But
Carlos, just before you continue, I just want to reiterate to make sure that we're on track with the question. So they have completed the path, or sorry, the level completion in their path, but you want to input it.
She wants to submit an education award.
Into Club Central or in Pathways?
Let's see. I'm assuming, yeah, she said that all she get is Leadership Central resources.
Okay, so Carlos, can you show her where leadership resources are? She's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And she is a Basecamp manager. Is that correct, Roberta?
I'm assuming that she is, yes.
Okay, so this is another place where I have gotten messed up on this too. Carlos, can you go to that page where it shows the tabs across the top and it says Leadership Central or Leadership? What does it say?
Yeah.
Leadership.
You see it now here? Can you see that now?
No, not this. Carlos, go to You're Welcome.
Okay.
No, okay. Click on, take your mouse down. Click on Education Programs. See, okay, not Education Programs. Maybe it's membership.
She's looking for submitting educational awards.
Yeah, but I'm trying to show Roberta where this lady is going instead of where she needs to go. So I want to go to that tab, go to membership.
Okay.
Oh, there. See right there? This is where I think she's going is Leadership Central. This is not the same as Club Central.
Okay.
Okay. So what she's done is she's gone to membership and she sees this membership overview. This is not where she needs to be. So she needs to go back to My Home and then go down to Club Central, which is under Leadership Central. Click on Club Central, and then you're going to go to Submit Education Award. And then you'll choose the member that you want to add it to or give them credit for. You'll choose the member and click on it and move them ahead.
Right. And in the lower side, when you click on the name of the member, so you have this, you upgrade the level, and then you have to review all the details if there is something to edit. and then you submit. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Does that
And
make
then-
sense to you, Roberta? Okay, so we know that she was just in the wrong place. She was in membership instead. Great. Okay. Leslie, any questions for us?
Not at this point, thank you.
You're a whiz. Awesome. Okay, I am just going to, oh shoot, it logged me out. How many people here are Basecamp managers? Oops, can't see anybody now. Two. Okay. So are you having any other challenges with being a Basecamp manager in approving level completions and ensuring that's done correctly? So one of the things that I know has been a sore spot is a Basecamp manager is responsible for approving level completions or approving level completions. But in order to do that, the Basecamp manager must
Sorry, I was
There-
bumped, so I didn't get it. I'll get your, if, when you send the link for the recording,
yes,
I'll
okay. No problem. I know internet's a problem for you, Roberta, that's okay. One of the challenges has been that the Basecamp manager is to not just approve a level completion, but to verify that the member has actually done the work in the project. And in order to do that, the member needs to, or the Basecamp manager needs to see that the evaluations have actually been done by their evaluator. If a member just says, oh yeah, I've completed the project and it's clicked off as completed on Pathways, that's not the same thing as verifying that they actually did the speeches and they have evaluations to prove that they've done the speech. So when you submit a level completion, you should be sending your evaluations to your Basecamp manager so that they can see that you have actually done it. If Basecamp managers are approving level completions without verifying, then they are missing an important step. If you do not get an evaluation for any speech, you do not get credit for it.
Mhm.
For those of you that have been around in Toastmasters for a while, and Leslie, you can verify this, we used to have books, manuals, and when we completed a speech, we would mark it off complete in the book, and then we'd give the book to our VP of Education to approve that everything was done. And the only way you got that marked done is that the VP of Education had to initial every single evaluation is in that book. The same is true for Pathways. You still have to see their evaluations as proof that they've done it. Giving a speech is not the same as giving a speech and getting evaluated, and that's the requirement. So if your Basecamp manager isn't doing that, we need to educate them on that.
Right, and by the way, even members, Dorothy, as you mentioned, they can upload their evaluation resources here in their documents. So anytime the VP of Education, when they have to approve a level completion and they are with the member, they can check this or they can help them learn these wonderful tools. Here, they can find all their level ones, for example, right? And the dates, know that the evaluations are to be there. So it's approved.
So this area has changed from where it originally, how it originally worked. And Carlos helped me learn this, that it used to be that no one could see those levels in your documents other than you. And now the Basecamp manager can see the evaluations in your level. Am I correct, Carlos?
No, they cannot see, but But when you meet the member to approve the level completion, it's a wonderful opportunity to educate him or her on these issues that are very important for their background.
So for example, if your member comes to you and says, I've completed this level, they could open up their Basecamp right here and into their e-portfolio and show you all of their evaluations that they've had because they filed them into this level completion. Jackie, do you know if your members are using this section of where the documents go?
I'm not sure. I'd have to double check, but I'm at every meeting and every speech is evaluated. And the speaker is given the evaluation after they've delivered their speech. So I know they are being evaluated. I'm not sure if we have a process in place for them to store those evaluations. They may not know. We've had a lot of new members recently, so it's probably something I need to go over with them.
Jackie, are you in person or virtual?
Both, hybrid.
Okay, so that document, whether you are doing it in person or virtual or online, the member can still upload it to that where their documents go onto their account, which is a really nice thing to do because it will be stored there forever and you won't lose them. So if you're doing it manually, if you're physically writing out the evaluation form, you can take a picture of it and upload it to your account, which is a great way to store your evaluations. Because I know I can't keep track of all those darn evaluations either.
Leslie, do you have a question?
I sure do. So this uploading, I've been challenged with it because I met Pathways in the beginning. And so how do I upload? Just with a picture? Can I scan and upload? Can I do anything I want as soon as I get into my
As long-
e-filing portfolio?
Yeah, as long as you've got it scanned into your computer, you can do that. Carlos, do you want to show her how?
Yeah, for example, let's see, right? Let me share this with you. Here we are. Let's go back to here. For example, today you had to deliver a speech and then you send your evaluation resource to your evaluator 1 or 2 days prior. So he studies, he prepares himself. And then after your actual presentation, after your actual evaluation, he is going to send the evaluation resource to you. Can be by email. And so you download it in your computer or your laptop. And then when you do that, you open here my documents. And then what you do is here it says,
So, Carlos, before you go on there, so you see how there is level 1 through 5. So you'll just choose which one it's going into. So if you're working on a level 2, you're going to store your level 2 documents in there. And Carlos is going to show you that. Where'd that little thing go?
here.
No, where it says upload. Oh, there. Okay, so we're looking at, there's the e-portfolio and my documents.
Right here again goes in the main page, right? Here my documents. And here is where you upload. For example, if you click here, right? Because it corresponds to level 1. If you want to, you have just delivered a level 1 project and it is in your computer, you click here, add file. And immediately it takes you to your computer. You say, select a file.
So Carlos, I could just comment there. You can drag and drop it there, or you can select a file and choose where it is on your computer.
Correct.
Okay.
And then you just click add and it plunks it in there.
Thank you very much.
Right.
And my suggestion to you when you're doing that is make sure you've labeled your evaluations or whatever document you're using with the system. So if you're working on presentation mastery, it's PM, and the project
Level project.
level and then dash project so that it's easy to find something in the future.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, we are, go ahead, Shaquille.
Dorothy, I'm sorry, I have to leave for a meeting with my area directors regarding the area speech contest. But I just wanted to say thank you very much, Carlos, what you explained to me. And Dorothy, what you showed earlier this evening, it worked. I cut the evaluation form, I've uploaded and emailed it to the evaluator. Just want to say thank you very much, everybody.
Perfect.
Good night, and see you guys soon. All the
Bye,
best.
Shaquille.
Best wishes. Take care. See you, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we will,
But I have a bit of a question. When you've done your projects, say I've done Present Mastery 3-1, I look at the history and Presentation Mastery there. But where's the files you're talking about, Carlos? It goes to your computer, or there's another file that locks in somewhere? I've
No.
not heard about.
no, the file, you have to create the file. So you've got an evaluation form, right?
Yes.
Are you using it digitally or are you printing it?
Well, sometimes I'll print if it's in person, but digital if it's online.
Okay, so if you are printing it, then you need to get it back onto your computer. So you have to scan it or take a picture so it gets back onto your computer. If
Okay.
you're doing it online, it's already in your computer. So you need to make sure you label it first of all, the correct
Right.
name,
Okay. I see.
right?
Okay.
And then you'll go into your path, into that home page. Carlos, can you show us the home page?
Sure, here.
Just where, like education transcript, where it says education transcript, instead of clicking on education transcript, you're going to go down to the, can you go to paths and learning there, Carlos? See this page?
Yes.
If you just look at the bottom right-hand corner, it says my documents.
Yes.
You
Okay.
see that? That's where
Yeah.
you need to go.
Oh,
And that's where you'll find these files so that you click on one
Okay.
and you can add.
okay. No problem. Yeah. Okay. So it's in pathways. I was wondering what you're talking about. I thought it's not on my computer. What are you talking about? So thank you.
Well,
Good.
you store your evaluation on your computer and
Yeah,
then you
but I
go
didn't know
and
about this.
select it.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, well, it's been our pleasure to serve you. And if there's anything else we can do, please let us know and spread the word. On February 23rd, which is Thursday, we have a wonderful session. We have Carolyn Shaw is coming to us from Australia to give us a session on inclusionary leadership. It'll be a great session, so please join us on Thursday, and that's on the website, and also your area and division directors will have the poster on it. I should actually, I'm going to put that in the chat for you, I hope. Oops, wrong thing. Darn it.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Jackie, you still have a question, I guess.
Yeah, I just heard what was said about the meeting in February. We actually meet on a Thursday, so is there any way we can hear this again?
Yes, so it's from 7 till 8, but we always record it, and then the recording will be on our district YouTube channel.
Under
Okay,
what
is that
heading?
easy to find?
Well, it does take me a little while to get it there, but it will be. So if you go to the if you search D21 YouTube, and because I don't even think it's District 21, I think it's called D21. Carlos, are you familiar with that?
Not really.
D21 YouTube. Let's see what comes up. Maybe it is, or maybe I didn't put a space there. I'm sorry, it's District 21 Media Channel. Oh, no, it's not that. This is, ignore what I just said. Don't do that. It must be District 21 Toastmasters. There we go. District 21 Toastmasters YouTube.
Okay.
There we go. So let me just share my screen here and I'll show you what that's going to look like. So I typed in district, or the word spelled out, District 21 Toastmasters YouTube channel. It chose channel. And this is what it'll take you to. And you want to go here to playlists, and you can see they're all stored here. There's all kinds of them already sitting here. Oh, those ones below are older. So there's My Whys here. This is Natanya Walker from a TLI we had. Mentoring a new club, sponsoring, coaching, mentoring relationships, levels 1 through 5, effective hybrid meetings, and on and on. There's lots of education. So this is where we are putting them. So any of these sessions that we're doing here, go on to this channel.
So it's District 21 Toastmasters.
And then YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I gotta go now too. Thank you very much, Dorothy. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yes.
See you later, girls.
Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Carlos. Really appreciate it. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Did you find it, Jackie?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so that it might take a couple weeks for this one to get up there. I'll try and get it as fast as I can. I give it to somebody else and then they put it on the channel. So that process sometimes takes a while. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Nice to see you, Jackie. Bye, Leslie. Have a
Bye
good
now.
night.
Bye.
Bye, Carlos.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.